Hey everyone, it's Talisha. Um, well, doing this video since I cannot be home, and congratulations to all the graduates. Whoop, we made it. Go Bulls 2014. Um, when Sister Sophie said that she wanted me to speak, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say. I know I wanted to be encouraging and giving insight from my experiences being a college grad, but at the same time it had to be biblical because we have to have a solid foundation in God for anything to be possible. So all right, let's go. um what are you gonna do when you after you graduate? That's gonna be the basic and the topic that I'm gonna go for, and the scripture that's gonna be from is gonna be Psalms 23. Alright. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in the green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup overfloweth. Surely goodness and mercies will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Alright, so that's basically what we're going to use, alright? And it's going to be something very simple, very quick, and so a subtopic is going to be the top 10 things you did not learn in high school or college. And when I tell you all these things are true, completely and utterly true, because I'm living them right now. Alright, so number 10, you will not, and I repeat, you will not make $40,000 a year right out of high school. It's just not possible. I wish it was, it wasn't. And let me add this saying, or college, unless you have been busting your butt doing internships, what I highly recommend, you won't. So the life lesson is make sure you are worth what you are paid. So if you want to make that $40,000 a year right out of college, then you need to make sure that you have the right experiences, the right portfolio. Any type of job that you want to do, any type of major you're thinking about doing, you need to have a portfolio of work that you've done because jobs want to see that. Point blank and period. I'm a marketing major. They want to see, okay, can I put together an ad campaign? Do I have any website building experience? Different things like that. So you're going to need to trust in the shepherd's perfect provision, which is verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Alright? I work at Chili's right now. Has nothing to do with my major, but all my bills are paid. I still have a little bit of money left over so I can go shopping, and I still have money in my savings. So because I am being obedient to God's will, I'm not lacking in what I need. Okay? Alright. Number 9. Life is not divided into semesters. You will not get summers off. How I miss those. Where everything had to be done within 4 months and then you're done. When you get out into the real world, wherever you're going, they don't care if you want to spend 3 months on the beach. You're not going to get paid for it. You probably won't have a job afterwards. You make that transition into being an adult, having responsibilities where you just have to keep moving and you have to accept it and keep on going. Just like how I'm making this video. I would love to have the weekend off and, be able to drive back to Palm Bay and celebrate with all my fellow graduates, but I can't. Because that's just not how the bills are paid. So, hence the video. So, life lesson. Opportunities are seldom labeled. My job knows. You ask Salisha if you bribe her with a little bit of Starbucks. Most likely she's going to do all whatever you ask her to do. Stay late, I got you. Okay? So, you need to trust in the shepherd's perfect satisfaction. He makes me to lie down in green pastures, and he leads me beside still waters. Okay? As long as God is satisfied, that's all that matters. If God's satisfied with you, He's going to open doors to where you could get all your life could be divided into semesters, and you can get your summers off. Okay? Number 8. Life is not fair, so you're just gonna have to get used to it. Yes, mommy, you are right. So life lesson with that is life is hard, but God is good. I would love to be home chilling, having mommy cook me food, but I have to be a grown up and I have to work. I have to pay my bills. But you know what? God is good and God's gonna make sure that I'm taken care of. So that goes with you need to trust the shepherd's perfect renewal. Which is verse 3. He restores my soul. Even though I'm tired waking up being at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, praying to God, seeking His face, I feel like I've slept for 20 hours. It's not the truth, but you know what? That's how God makes me feel, and that's how I should be. Alright, so number 7. Your school may have done away with the winners and losers, but life has not. Okay? All the participation trophies that you used to have, yeah, real life doesn't have that. It's a win or lose situation. Sometimes you get a win-win, but yes, that's the truth. So you're going to need to trust in the shepherd's perfect direction, which is verse 3. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. All right. What you plan may not really line up with what God has ordained for your life. So you can plan saying that, oh, by the time that I graduate, I'm going to be making 6 figures, and all I have to do is log on to a computer for 2 hours a day. That's a great plan. We can always strive for that, and it may actually come true if you really work for it. But God's direction for our life may have a little bit of twists and turns, and then you can come out to where you'll be satisfied, you'll be taken care of, and God is going to be happy. Alright, number 6. Be nice to the nerds. Chances are you'll probably work for one. And, yeah. I mean, there's really not much that you can say. The smart people, the quiet people, the nerdy people, all those people that all the class clowns want to clown on, they're going to be their bosses because they really worked hard and they put forth the effort in order to be in those high management jobs. All right. And number 5, which goes along with that, is if you think your teacher's tough, wait until you get a boss. Okay? Let me tell you, having your teacher tell you, to correct your paper because you used wrong grammar or you didn't, calculate the circumference of a circle right, has nothing when your boss is breathing down your neck because you have to meet deadlines and the profit loss chart is wrong, and that can cost your company millions of dollars, which could ultimately cost you your job. So your life lesson, the boss is always right. Unless it's illegal or immoral, then you have to work with that. Alright? So you have to trust in the shepherd's perfect protection. Verse 4, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. God is omnipresent, which means that He's everywhere. So God's right here, He's right there, He's right there, He's with you, He's sitting next to you, He's sitting next to you over there in the back corner over there. So God is not going to place you in a situation where you're going to get harmed, because then that would negate the fact of him getting the glory out of it. So it may seem scary, it may seem tough, it may seem rough, but if you trust God, He's going to keep you through all that you need to do. Alright, so number 4, television is not reality. As much as we love to see that, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia snatching up Kenya, or what other reality shows? Jersey Shore, or Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and all those other reality shows. That doesn't happen in real life. I mean, it happens in their real life, but for you and me and Joe Schmo over there, that's not what goes on in our daily lives. Okay, we don't have $1 million to blow on a car. I wish I had $1 million so I can sit there and pay off my student loans. Buy myself a house. Go get a master's degree, which you should always aim for a master's degree or a PhD, whichever one that you can ever get. Yeah. So what you see on TV, 9 times out of 10, that's not what you're gonna ever see in your real life. So number 3, people expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about it. Yeah. So I'm going to go into a life lesson, and we're going to go back to that. So a life lesson is, whippings happen all through life. So I didn't expect to have a child at 21. So I didn't feel good about that, but people expected me to be perfect and all around have everything together and not struggle and everything like that. I didn't feel good about it at all. I was sitting there struggling, crying in my room and being like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to take classes. And da-da. But everyone else expected that you just, all right, pop my collar and keep on going like nothing even happens. So stuff may happen to you that may get you down, but at the same time, you have to trust God for His perfect protection and pick yourself up. Let God pick yourself up. Let Him renew you and restore your soul, and go forth from there and keep on going. Because the only time that you fail in life is when you stop trying. Let's sink in, alright? So, you're going to need to trust in the shepherd's perfect correction, alright? Your rod and your staff, they come from me, alright? Just that, spare the rod, spoil the child type thing. It's the same thing, alright? It's better to correct yourself before you correct it, alright? If I knew that I did something wrong on a profit loss chart, I saw it, instead of having my boss come back to me and tell me that I was wrong and could cost the company thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, no, I'd go and be like, hey, stop, before you submit that, you may want to take this one with the right numbers and get that down so it doesn't come back and fall back on you. I'm trying to think of how that actually makes sense as like for like a high school student. Basically, if you're writing a paper and you have incorrect spelling and you have poor grammar and you haven't meted the word count requirements, your teacher/professor is going to fail you. So wouldn't you want to correct that before it even went to your editor? Type thing. Alright. So number 2. Almost done. Alright. If you mess up, it's not your parents' fault. Alright? The life lesson in that is responsibility is vital. Take it for yourself. Everyone wants to say, oh, I want to be respected. I want all this. I need to have respect. Respect is not given, it's earned. If you want respect, you got to take responsibility for yourself. So if you sit there and you smash your car, it's horrible. You want to just hide from it, but guess what? There's a consequence to that car being smashed. Someone can't get to work. Someone can't take their child to school or to the doctor or anything else like that. So you just have to be like, okay, I made a mistake. I'm owning up to the facts. I need forgiveness. I need guidance. And then you move on from there. What if you take responsibility for your actions? More so, the consequences will be less. And I'm not saying that's always, and I don't know how to rightfully put it that way, but you're going to be respected because you could have ran and hid and been a coward. But no, you stepped up to the plate and said, look, I made this mistake. You accepted that fact and you took the responsibility for yourself. So they're going to work with you to help solve the situation. So with that, you need to trust in the Lord's perfect preparation. You prepared the table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anointed my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Everything in life that happens to you from the day that you're born until the day that you die is going to prepare you for something else. So, me being in a car accident, my mother was pregnant with me, prepared me to be a better driver, to be a lot safer because I have my own daughter and I would never want that thing to happen to her. I took an extra job to pay for bills because I had my daughter, so that prepared me to be very critical in my time management skills because I didn't have a lot of time to sit there and have fun and play around and go to the movies or go to the mall and do all that stuff. And with all that responsibility that was given to me, it prepared me to be looking into management levels for jobs. They are, because of what I've gone through, it's prepared me. It's given me the skills and the techniques that other higher level execs can look at me and be like, okay, she doesn't have a lot of industry experience, but you know what? She's responsible. She knows how to manage herself with her time and make sure everything's done and everything's good. And that could accelerate me into a better position than where I am now. So it may seem hard now, but think about in the future what God has planned for you. He may have a multi-million-dollar contract just sitting there waiting on you, but you have to go through some certain hurdles and you have to go through some certain tests in order to get to that point to where you're just signing on the dot and collecting your check. And number one, the last one, is dependability is paid by more responsibility. Alright? So the life lesson in there is rewards and raises are given to the finishers and not the starters. Because you can always start something and never see it through. But if you sit there and you work hard and you push through all the obstacles that you faced and you made it to that finish line, and maybe 20 years from now that you're getting your degree, hey, you made it. That's all that matters, is the fact that you still there and you had the strength and the perseverance to sit there and you go for it and you finished and you got that. That's your reward. And if you're dependable and you're faithful to your job, like my job, they know if they ask me, Felicia, can you stay late? Of course I'll do it. They know they get better than me. So what do they do? I get more shifts. But you know what? That's a reward because that means more money in the bank. And also, it's gone up to one of the owners of the actual airside that I work for, and he's actually noticed it. And he's been told by the managers, oh, Talicia's very dependable. Oh, really? Hey, Talisha, can you help me with just working with some of the outside vendors, coming in? Okay, it's more work, but the fact of the matter is that you've shown that you can handle it. Alright? So you need to trust in the shepherd's perfect completion. Verse 6 in the last verse says, surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. If you work hard, you go through all the struggles that you go through and you see to the end, you're going to be set because you're going to be with God. You're going to have your degree. You're going to have that job. You're going to have all the money, everything that you could ever think for is going to be, it's all interconnected. And yeah, it's going to be complete. You're going to be whole and at peace and no stress, but you have to work through it. It's hard, it's tough, but at the same time, it's worth it. So if you're thinking, oh, well, I got my high school degree, I don't need to do nothing. Nah, boo boo, don't. Nah, you have to go for it. Because really, in the job market today, I'm going to let you know because I legit just graduated, 22 days ago. Okay? A bachelor's degree in the job market today, and this is based on no industry experience, no matter what type of industry you want to go into, is basically worth as much as a high school degree. Okay? Most jobs want you to have a master's coupled with 5 to 7 years of industry knowledge. And that's just that's like a basic job. Basically an account manager job. They want you to have experience. They want you to think. So what you want to do for yourself is to set yourself up for success. If whatever degree that you're going to go for, whatever program you want to go to has a PhD program, aim for it. Aim for that. If you end up just getting a master's, that's okay too, but you know what? You aim for the highest thing. As far as you make it, you completed it. With that, more jobs are going to be open up to you. If you want help with looking for colleges, USF, Home of the Bulls, it's a great school. But I'm always here. Hit me up on Facebook, text me. I would say call me, but mostly text me. I'd probably get back to you faster. And, well, God bless.